Okay guys, another quick video here on how to do exploded views and bill of materials. So to start, we need an assembly. Here we see the hinge assembly that we used in lab 2 and 3. At the top here of the design tree, we can flip over to configuration manager. We'll see here the default configuration, which is opened every time that you start an assembly or a part. Right click on default and click new exploded view. And then right away we'll be popped up with this explode dialog box. So what we need to do is pick the components and then move them away from their current position. So when you're in the exploded view, none of the mates are active, they're all suppressed. So we can move the components like that. You'll see here I have these explode steps, which shows hinge pin, hinge B, right? So I move those two components and then I'm going to press OK. Then I can left click on default, find the exploded view that we just created, right click on this guy and click Smart Explode Lines. And then what that's going to do is draw lines for where the components were and where they are now. So we can see that the hinge pin was on the inside of the hinge and this half of the hinge was here and it's been moved. From here we're going to go ahead and click File, Make Drawing from Assembly, find our A4 ANSI landscape, and then under the view palette where we would normally have the front, back, and all the other views, we can see isometric exploded. So if I drag isometric, we can see here, let me just change the sheet scale, so we'll do 1 to 2. We can see here I have the exact view or the isometric view of that exploded view that I did in modeling. So here we can see again we have the hinge pin, which has been separated from the hinge, and you can see the exploded line, and then hinge B, which has been separated from hinge A using this exploded line. So it's pretty evident how exactly this assembly is put together just by using this exploded view. The next step we can take, if we click Insert at the top of Solidworks, then Table and Bill of Materials, it's going to ask us to select a view, so we want to pick that exploded view, so we can just select the dashed line on the outside of the bounding box. It's going to give us a whole bunch of options here, just press OK, and then we'll see we have our bill of materials. Now the description column isn't really necessary, you can just go ahead and delete that, and then drag your bill of materials to a suitable location on your sheet. The last and final thing that we'll want to do is balloon these items so that we can reference their name and item number to the bill of materials. So we can click auto balloon or balloon. Auto balloon will do it all automatically. I find that's the easier way to go about it. So we'll just go ahead and click auto balloon, and you'll see here it automatically picks the parts and labels them with the item number here in the bill of materials. Just go ahead and press OK, and then you can move these balloons to a suitable location. So I'm just going to do something like that, and then we can see hinge A, item 1, right there, hinge B, item 2, right there, hinge pin, item 3, right there. If we had duplicate items, the auto balloon will balloon only one of those items. So if I had 3 hinge pins, say here, here, and here, it will only balloon one of them, but the bill of materials will be updated and it'll show item 3, hinge pin, quantity 3. So if you have more than one of a duplicate item, so if you had 2 of these hinges or whatever, it'll show up here under the quantity, but the balloon will only point to one of them. So you can of course go ahead and add a manual balloon like this, which will also show the item number if you'd like to add that in. Once you're done with this, just go ahead and save and submit your work.